Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Empower Your Soul. I am so excited to have the lovely sisters here today, Meredith and Margaret, to talk on this combined reading today that Spirit was like, bring them in together and see what happens. And that's what we're going to do today. So welcome to today's energetic experiment with Meredith and Margaret. Thanks both of you for being here.
Excited to be here.
Oh my goodness. And I have to be honest with you. So Margaret signed up for this session, and then I selfishly wanted to fit in a massage. That's on me. But I was like, hey, can you move this? And she's like, oh, well, I can't do earlier. Why don't you give it to my sister? And then as soon as she emailed me, I was like, oh no, wait, we have to bring the two of you together. And I'm like, I don't know why I have to bring the two of you together, but here we are together. And then right as they joined the session, Spirit was like past life reading. And I'm like, fantastic. So that's what we're going to do today. So what I'll do is I'll just take a moment that is going to be awkwardly silent to just hop into both of your Akashic Records, and we will ask what's a great relevant past life to bring for the two of you. And then any other questions that you do have, you're welcome to pepper them in. Sound good?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just take a moment to get into both of your records. Holy shit. You two have been, holy shit. You two have been together like forever. I can see like the start of the universe, and the two of you are just like, let it going together. Like, and I just love that you two are kind of like, I'm gonna say it. You feel very similar in, I'm gonna say age in terms of your soul, but it's more so that I mean, our souls sisters, I don't think so, because we're all kind of unique entities, but I will say that you two are so similar in terms of characteristics on pretty much everything. And when I say pretty much everything, and this is like over the life of your soul, okay? So I want you to keep this in perspective. So you might disagree with some of that in this lifetime, but over the life of your souls, I mean, you two generally grow at a very similar rate. I would say Margaret feels like she's more of the person to dive in and be accepting of things and like really just get used to things really, really quickly. And I feel like Meredith is like tentative. She likes to tip her toe in the water, give it a tester, see how it goes. But generally you'll dive in soon after her. And it's not that you're hesitant, Meredith. It's more like you have been burned in a couple lifetimes and you don't want to waste any time. Like I feel like oh my God, I love this so much, because I feel like Meredith is just go forward, get burned. And she's like, it's fine. I'm going to take 10 steps back and then I'm going to go forward. And then Meredith, that happened to you like once. And you're like, no, I'm going to wait to make decisions now. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see. So I don't know if you find, Meredith, that you're a little more hesitant or a little more thoughtful before making decisions versus Margaret. I feel like you dive right in. Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely say so.
Okay. So I think that's a wonderful thing to highlight, because our souls, our personalities are very similar to the personalities here in this lifetime. And I think some of the personalities that we have here tend to be taught from like social norms in your families and your lineages, but a lot of the stuff that is inherent to you, and I feel like these are the things that you're quote unquote born with. These are the things that your soul truly is. And those are the things that personality and culture can't really change, because that's just who inherently you are. So let me ask the records for a past lifetime for the two of you that would be most relevant. Oh my gosh, this one's going to be really fun. I'm going to make sure the energy's here before I start opening my mouth. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I see, this is going to be fun, because I see that the two of you are actually married.
We're not surprised.
No, not at all. So I'm kind of like honing in on it. And I had to take a minute to reset, because it looked very similar to other past lives that I see. And I'm like, I know that's not the same story. So I had to pause and ask, like, where was this? And I feel like this is in Southern South America, and I'm not sure where, but it definitely feels like on the bottom, whether it's Argentina or Chile, down there. And I would like, if you gave me a map, I think I'd be able to point it out on a map because it feels very close to is it the Andes down there? I'm not good at my geography. I feel like it's the Andes down there. So it feels so I feel like you're in a very flat area, but I feel like the mountains aren't too far away. And I do feel like this was quite a long time ago. I want to say I'm asking for a year, and it feels like 1500s, 1600s. I'm trying like 1622, I think is the year that I'm finally landing on. And for me, this is just this lifetime. I have to be honest with you, of like total bliss between the two of you. And I have to tell you, I think we all expect Margaret to be the man, but he's not. It's Meredith.
Yeah.
But I feel like Meredith is the breadwinner, quote unquote, so to speak, in that time frame. But I feel like Meredith, you're the one who really takes care of the family. And even as the man in the family, I feel like you're the heart of the family. I feel like you're the one that keeps people together. I feel like you have 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl. I feel like you, it is a very rural lifetime in terms of, I do see that a lot of this time is spent farming, taking care of the family. I know that there's something about baskets or making things that you have a cart and you go to town is what they're kind of showing me. And so that would be you, Meredith. I feel like Margaret, you're helping make some of those things, but I feel like Meredith, like you, it's a very poor lifetime in terms of money. It's all about the basics, but it is very rich in love and tradition. And I feel like as I kind of expand on what I'm seeing, as I go through this, I feel like there's a town, and I feel like you two live on the outskirts of town, but I feel like you grow up together as 2 young kids in this town. And I feel like there is community around you. I'm seeing like the dress is very very basic, right? But I'm seeing there's a small town or community around you, and your families are really good friends. And so you're born about the same time. So like, again, I see you two almost as twins in terms of like height and like age and things like that. So again, there's this, you always come in very similar in lifetime together. Like it feels like you're very similar in age, and the families get along very well, and the families are very poor, but you two just naturally become best friends from when you're very little. And Meredith, I'm going to say it. What makes you, besides being friends, Margaret, you are a very tough woman in this lifetime. And when I say like a tough woman, like you are the epitome of like, you take care of everybody, you do everything. So like you are, I want to say the matriarch, like you are the strong one that really takes care of everybody emotionally, making sure that like, it's not easy, making sure that food's on the table. But as a young girl, you're kind of like, I want to say like an adventurous kind of guy, like in terms of like, I feel like you catching frogs. I don't even know if there's frogs down there. Like, I feel you going out and being in the wilderness. So like you and Meredith are really like toe in toe or hand in hand your whole lives, because again, you have such similar loves and values and things that you like. So it's just natural that the two of you grow up together and get married together and start a family together. And so it is as natural as breathing, the two of you being together.
I love that.
I don't think you prefer to be married. I'm going to put it that way, but
but loving the sister dynamic for sure. Okay. Yeah.
But I will say you do love being in each other's lives, because as we're not done with this lifetime yet, because I can still see it going, because as you get older and this just naturally happens, and I feel like it naturally happens earlier and earlier as you continue to incarnate together, you kind of know what each other is thinking. And you know how each other move, like down to like, you can tell what these moves mean. You can tell what the eyebrow raise means, and you can really just go right into each other and figure out what's wrong. What can I do? What can I help you? And that's the wonderful relationship between the two of you, especially in this lifetime, is how much you don't even need to verbally talk to each other to know what each other wants, but yet you still are partners. You're still working together. There's nothing that Meredith does that Margaret you don't do. Like you both are really hand in hand trying to make sure that the family is functioning, is safe, it has food, and it's a true partnership in every sense of the word. And so as I kind of evolve into older in that lifetime, Meredith, you go first. Here's the news flash with the Akashic Records. Everyone dies. I'm sorry. But I see Meredith, you become ill. It feels kind of like a flu. It feels like a respiratory illness that kind of comes through the town, and you pass very unexpectedly. And I do feel like you're like 54. I feel like it's a little early for you. So Margaret, you have to essentially carry on, but you're not that burdened because you know how to do everything. And so I have things floating in front of me. And so that is the wonderful gift that you give each other over the course of the lifetimes, is teaching your things to each other, teaching your gifts, your strengths to each other, so that you both become not only closer, but better souls. And it's this continual helping each other over and over again across these different lifetimes. Margaret, I thought you would live forever in that lifetime. I do feel like you're like 68 when you pass, which might be odd in the time frame, but I do feel like you're pretty old when you do pass in that lifetime. And I do feel like, yeah, you see like your kids and grandkids in that lifetime, and you are, can I really? Yeah. Okay. You look like Stregonona in my head, and Stregonona comes up all the time in my damn reading. So it's so if I make it basic with Stregonona, right? Like say like on the larger, more to love side, with like, I'm gonna say it, giant hanging boobs down with like clothes, like you can see there's nothing hiding anything that's going on, right? Like that's what. Yep. Yep. And so it is a very wonderful lifetime. I don't see a lot of trauma in that lifetime. I don't see a lot of negativity in a lifetime. It doesn't mean you haven't had those, but this is the lifetime that they wanted to show you two are truly partners in every sense of the word. Yeah. And there's nothing that you two can't accomplish together. And what is so amazing as they bring this into your current relationship, this current lifetime, is that you knew that. Like from when the two of you were little, you're like, she's going to be my best friend. I got her. She got me. Like you, like, and I feel like your mom's like, they should be arguing. What is wrong with these girls?
Yeah. She, I will say real quickly, she would toss us out of the house when we were playing too much together. You know what I'm saying? Like when we got too loud or whatever, we would just be having so much fun indoors. She was like, get outside.
Yeah. You're annoying me. Yeah.
Okay, so lots of, and I love that because the Akashic Records will bring up parallels to this lifetime. So there's no accident, because again, I can see you two going outside and like catching frogs in this lifetime in like South America. And it's freaking awesome, the two of you. So as I kind of take a step back and I ask the records, so, and I know that the strengths of the two of you is that you come together and you completely love and trust each other, and you make yourselves, you fit together like two puzzle pieces, in the sense that whatever, like Margaret, you're, I'm going to say a little deficient. That's not the word I want to use. The stuff that you need to work on is the stuff that Margaret's mastered, and vice versa. And so continuing to leverage each other in terms of your strengths for each other is going to be very important as you continue to kind of move on into this lifetime. What's with your dad? Is he a pain in the ass?
He's I would say, yeah, he's emotionally
stunted.
Yes.
I'm gonna say stunted. He's your son in that lifetime.
Yeah. Can you say that one more time?
He's your son in that lifetime.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm seeing your dad, and then I see him become a little boy who's like, you can't fucking control him. Like he does whatever the hell he wants. And you're just like, you know what? You're just, go ahead, goodbye. I'm not even you're not gonna deal with you. And I just feel like you let him do what he wants to do. And this is dad. Like you can't convince dad of nothing. He's gonna do exactly what he wants to do. I'm sorry, I don't see mom. I feel like mom's gonna listen to this, and I want to apologize to mom that she's not in this past life. I'm sure you are, mom. I'm sorry. But I just feel like dad is the one that comes through as this one, because like, you're just like, what is wrong with him? What is wrong with him? he needs to get out of his own freaking way is what I'm sorry, Dad, I love you, but you got to get out of your own head, dude.
Yep, that aligns.
So when I tap into like I'm going to say the opportunities or the watch outs for each of you as a soul in terms of kind of working together. God, Margaret, you're so stubborn.
Ooh,
I do feel like you're very stubborn as a soul. Meredith is backing me up. Like I think it's my way or it's no way. I'm not interested in necessarily hearing what you have to say because I've already done the research and I've already come to this conclusion and I'm right and you're wrong. And so, and I love this because I had a reading yesterday where I was like, you need to understand that your truth might be different than other people's truths. Yeah. And so being open to other perspectives, but not in a defensive way that they're going to change my perspective, but just to understand where other people are coming from is going to be valuable for you because there's like, you need to see that other perspective for some reason. And I don't know what that is. So that's Meredith's job is to keep reminding you like, hey, stubborn ass, can you just listen? Could you just fucking listen for a minute? I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to give you an additional nugget that you can decide what you want to do with. But that's your strength, Margaret, is that when you make those decisions, they're yours. Just don't be afraid to get more nuggets of gold in case that decision needs to change. And then Meredith, you got to grow some skin, girl. Like you let other people in way too much.
Yes, I do. And Margaret says that to me all the time.
Right? Like you need to gain an extra layer of skin. You got to grow that because other people are trying to manipulate you and do what you want them to do. And so like, that's where Margaret's going to hold you accountable and be like, I know that you're a people pleaser, but you need to realize what's in alignment with you versus what's not in alignment with you. And that's going to be your journey because you need to make sure you can help all you want. That's totally fine. But you need to help the people that number one, want to be helped. And number two, the people who align with what brings you joy. Because I'll tell you, I don't think just helping people brings you joy. I think you seeing people transform and become their best selves brings you joy. So are you helping them on that journey or are you just going and picking up the groceries for them?
Okay. Yes. Yep. Okay. That makes sense.
So Margaret's going to hold you accountable to be like, knock it off. You're letting people walk all over you again. Knock it off. It's okay to say no. So Margaret's going to be the one that tells you to say no. And Meredith's going to be the one to tell you, Margaret, to loosen the fuck up. Yep.
Love it.
So what questions did you have? Did I, go ahead.
No, you totally, definitely answered the first one. What lessons are we learning from each other? Okay. And I guess, so the other two we kind of had was, you touched on kind of both of them, but what is most often the cause of misalignment between us and how can we most efficient or effectively get back on that track?
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm seeing communication in both sense of the words. So let me ask them to clarify that. So what causes the biggest misalignment between the two of you? I think it's kind of what I said at the beginning, because Margaret, I feel like you come to conclusions very quickly, and Meredith, and I feel like you want to collect a little more information or see how everyone feels about the decisions. And so that can cause a little bit of friction between the two of you. It's not bad, but it's just the different ways that the two of you make decisions. Like, I feel like that happens a lot when you're going out to eat. I think, Margaret, you're like, let's go to this place. And Meredith is like, wait a second. We should see what mom wants. We should see what dad wants. We should see, let's check in with everybody, right? And so, but it's just the way that you two make decisions together is what they're showing me. It's just so the way to overcome that is just to communicate.
Okay.
Yeah. And be like, cool, Margaret, I got it. I know what you want. Let me just take a minute, because I feel like you have to honor each other and that, but each other's way drives you fucking nuts. So just remember that you're two different people who make decisions differently, and just continuously remind yourself of that.
Yeah.
And that we're coming from a place of just what we do. It's not like personal or an attack. It's just how we operate.
It is because again, Meredith, like, you're one who likes to bring the sunshine in. You like to bring joy to everybody. You're someone that really wants everyone to feel loved and included. And that's who you are as a soul. So even though like you're the man in that past life, you are that person. You are that person that brings everyone together with the fire pit and sings Kumbaya and let's all be happy together, because you are the epitome of like, what is it? Rising tide lifts all boats. Like that's what I feel like with you versus Meredith. I feel like you're more Magellan. You're more the explorer. Let me lead the way and other people will follow. So the two of you together are actually an amazing partnership, because Margaret's going to set, I'm going to say it this way. I feel like Margaret, you're going to set the either the destination, the journey, you're going to be able to be the visionary to see where to go. And Meredith, you're going to be the caboose that makes sure everybody is on the journey with you. And so like, this isn't a flaw. Like the two of you together is not a flaw. The two of you together is the best fucking package the universe can give you, because you both together essentially are going to change the people around you in the most wonderful and epic way. Because Margaret, you're not going to let anything, both of you, time out. Both of you are not going to let anything bad happen to anybody that's in your circle. But Margaret, you're going to be the one that's going to continuously say, let's get better. Let's do things. Let's keep growing. Let's keep changing. And Meredith, you're going to be like, yeah, okay. So everybody come on. You're going to herd the cats and you're going to make sure everybody gets there too. Because Margaret, you'll just go.
Yeah. We call Margaret the wild card in the family. We just never know where she is, what she's doing, who she's talking to.
Yeah. So Margaret, like slow down and explain your decisions to people. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I know that you want them with you. I know that you want your family with you, and you're not leaving them behind. You just process faster and make decisions faster than anybody else. That's all.
I just assume I'm the big duck and everyone else will just follow if I go. That's just what they do anyway.
Yep. Next time I go to Boston, I'll take a picture of that statue because it's in the park out there in Boston. Make way for ducklings. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. What were there any other questions on your list?
No, I mean, really, the last one was how can we best support each other to help us live our most fulfilled lives? But I feel like you're just going to say communication.
I think it is, but where I think the two of you can really leverage each other is, Meredith, if you're having trouble making decisions or knowing where to go, Margaret's your strongest ally there. Like she's going to help you gather all the information, make the decision, figure out what the direction is. I honestly also like what the plan is to get there, because it's all of these things. Like, I feel like, again, Margaret is the one who's going to be the one who sets the direction and and like how you're going to get there. And then Margaret, for you, relying on Meredith to say, this is where I want to go. What am I missing? How do I get people on board? Right? Because you might, like, I'm just going to throw out a hypothetical out there. Like, let's say, Margaret, you want to get to you want to take your boss's job at your career, right? Let's just hypothetically put that out there. You might be like, okay, so I know this is where I want to go. I know this is what I have to do. I have to take this class. I have to learn this skill set. Meredith, what do I have to watch out for? Like, how do I get there? Like, how can I showcase my skills for people who don't see it my way? Because you're the easiest visual I want to put it is like, Margaret, you're the bulldozer, and then Meredith, you're the one that's going to come through and plant the seeds afterwards.
Oh my God, I love that. I've been called the bulldozer.
Yes.
There's no accidents, right? There's no accidents to this work. So yeah, so I would just say, in general, if there are any areas of resistance in either of you, just check in with the other. And I don't think it's like resistance with each other. I just mean resistance in general. Just be like, wow, I feel really uncomfortable about this. Hey, do you have a perspective on this? And I think that'll be the best way for you two to really hone in on each other and lean on each other's strengths. And you two are going to learn so much together over the course of this lifetime, because now you know this. Now it's like that curtain has been pulled back, and now you have like this, you have the cheat code. You have the secret level within the game of life here, right available for you. So it's going to allow you both to really up level in a whole new way in this lifetime. And I think that's going to be incredible for both of you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Oh my gosh. This was awesome. I loved. I don't think I've ever done an Akashic reading for two people at the same time. So thank you for letting me experiment with that.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this. And I'm obsessed with the relationship that the two of you have in this lifetime, across your past lifetime, and you two as souls. And I think it's such a beautiful companionship, partnership. And I know that you two are going to go very, very far in this lifetime. And I'm so excited for both of you.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for trusting me with this and allowing to give you a reading today. I really appreciate it. All right. Thanks everybody. I'm going to sign this off. Take care.